when I did like this, my nose actually fits in my hand like it. So this is my baby. Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. It actually feels so good to say those words. I haven't said those words in over a year. Anyways, from the title of this video and from the thumbnail, obviously you already know what's going on. Yes. Your girl is now a mother. I'm a mom. I'm a mommy. Mamacita. Yeah.
I'm a mommy.
Mommy?
I'm a mom.
Mamacita.
No, I'm a mommy.
A mom of what?
I am a mom. I'm pretty sure a lot of you may have guessed it, and then if you know me in person, you already know what's going on, because a lot of people saw me while I was pregnant, when I was moving around town, I was going to work, I was living my life. But just on here on social media, I never posted anything, and I just feel like it's time to get back into posting. So here I am today. I'm pretty sure some of you may have guessed it, but when a lot of people take prolonged time off social media, you already know what's coming. Wait, just hold on. Guys, it wasn't by choice. Let me explain myself. It wasn't by choice. It wasn't by choice. For the longest time, I always thought once I get pregnant, oh, I want to create content. You know, I'm going to film a lot of videos. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Guys, it wasn't by choice. Like, see, there's just a lot to unpack from this experience. But it will probably be in subsequent videos. So this video, I'm just going to talk about my experience, like what has happened in the last year in my life. And yeah, I'm pretty sure you want to find out, so stick around and don't go anywhere. If this is your first time stopping by on my channel, my name is Onyeka and I am a Nigerian Canadian YouTuber. I'm based in London, Ontario, Canada, and I basically make lifestyle videos, nursing videos, and yeah, that's about it. So stick around and don't go anywhere.
Can I dance for you?
So guys, so let's talk about the elephant in the room, or should I say the baby in the room. Mothers in the house, I'm coming for you guys. You guys did not tell me it was like this. Like, guys, the last year has been so challenging. Like, it's been amazing, but it has been the most challenging thing I have ever had to do in my life or had to experience. And it was also the longest thing I have ever had to go through in my life. Like, I'm gonna say longest thing / illness, because I was ill for the longest time, for the entire pregnancy. You know, you fall ill, like after a couple of weeks, you know, it resolves, but this was not resolving. So let me stop rambling and start from the very beginning. So I'm gonna be releasing subsequent videos about my experience later on, like, because I actually vlogged. I'm currently filming this video October of 2025. So I found out I was expecting September of 2024. And honestly, was I shocked? Not really. I'm married. What else is gonna happen? So I wasn't shocked. We weren't shocked, because so the last vlog I actually released was dated 2024, and then up until that point was when I found out I was pregnant. So like the last vlog was when I found out I was pregnant, but I didn't put it in that vlog, obviously. So the first 3 weeks was fine. I found out pretty early. I don't even think I had missed my flow, but I just checked, just because I was feeling a little weird, so I just checked, and it was positive. I was like, okay, this is happening. So the first few weeks was fine. I was able to go to work. I went to a concert, and then towards the end of September, I started feeling like ill, very nauseous and everything. And then the nausea amped up sometime in October, like the first week of October. Like, it was so bad that I had to stop working. I didn't go to work for like 2 months in my first trimester. Like, it was horrible. It was really horrible. It was so bad that once I'm on my feet, I'm gonna throw up. Like, I could not be on my feet. I was laying in bed for like 8 weeks. Like, I just laid in bed all day, every day. I didn't do anything. I lost so much weight. You guys remember I was always going to the gym in previous vlogs and all of that. See, it just took first trimester to make me drop all of that weight. So you can actually see that weight is what you're eating. Like, I lost so much weight in that first trimester, and it was so hard on me that I was actually feeling some depressive symptoms. I'm like, what is going on? And if I'm feeling this horrible now, like I don't even want to know what second and third trimester would be. So, guys, when I was experiencing it, it just made me have a newfound love or even appreciate mothers, like my mom and other mothers. Like, it is not easy. I'm like, is this what people actually go through and they don't talk about it this much? I'm like, I was not informed. Like, if someone has actually told me like this is what the experience would have been, would I have gone through the process? See, if you're expecting or you want to be a mother someday, please, you need to actually prepare your mind. I mean, for some people it's pretty easy, but pregnancy humbled me. It wasn't a great experience for me at all. It was really, really hard, and everyone expected me to be happy, but I just couldn't bring myself to feel good. I mean, I was happy that I was carrying a healthy baby and everything, but how I felt in that moment made it very hard for me and for the people around me to even be comfortable, because I was very uncomfortable. I was so ill that I had to stop driving. I stopped driving because I was just scared I was going to throw up while I was driving, because the last day I drove, I was actually stopping by the side of the road preparing to throw up. And then when I finally go home, I'm like, I'm never driving again. So I didn't drive my entire pregnancy, and also because my sense of smell was very heightened and I did not like the smell of the car for some reason. So I stopped driving. I was just Ubering to work, or my husband was taking me and picking me up of work. I also had a deliverable for a brand, which was the last sit-down video I filmed for Temu in October, and that was it. Guys, if you remember that video, I'll put a link for that video. If you watch it, I said I was ill. I was actually ill. I had a cold. My voice was different, and I was very nauseous. I just used the last strength in me to film that video because the brand was actually waiting for the deliverable. So, anyways, fast forward to November. I went to work at the end of November, and then it was such a challenging period for me. But surprisingly, I never threw up at work. I was just always so medicated. I was always taking like nausea meds. Some of the nausea meds that were prescribed for me weren't working. I just didn't know what was going on. It was just so hard. But luckily, my baby did not give me any physiological trouble, so my baby was fine. It was just that first trimester symptom. So December came. I had my gender reveal. Actually had a boy, guys. I had a boy. But yeah, so December came. I had my gender reveal. Christmas came. That was like the worst Christmas for me ever, because I stayed in bed all day. Like, if I was not at work, I was in bed all day. Even when I was at work, my colleagues were just being so supportive, helping me with things I couldn't do. Like, work had to create like an adjustment for me. I couldn't be with like violent patients and all of that. So, guys, it was like, just telling the story is just taking me back, and I'm like, I don't want to do this again. But I actually want another baby because it's so freaking cute. And in January, nothing really happened. I didn't vlog. I was just home all day or at work, just making it through work day by day. Like, I don't even know how I made it through every day, but God came through for me. February, I had my maternity shoot. I did vlog bits here and there, which I'm going to show you guys in subsequent videos. I had my shoot. It was fine. A friend of mine actually encouraged me to have my shoot while I still had a bit of energy before like that third trimester tiredness comes in. The shoot came. I went to Toronto for it during the winter. I had to cancel my shoot a day before because there was a blizzard, so we went the next day and it went well. The pictures turned out so beautifully, and I had to just gather all of my energy for that shoot. March came. Nothing really happened. I went to work as per usual, did my ultrasound, all of my tests here and there. I was preparing for the baby. I had my baby registry set up, and I sent it to my friends and my family. I got gifts. So my due date was actually on the 8th of May, but I had my baby on the 5th of May. So I packed my hospital bag at the end of March because my sister came around one time and she actually helped me pack the bag because I did not have the strength or the time to pack that bag. So she helped me pack my hospital bag. I didn't vlog any of this because I was just not in the mood. I'm getting there. I'm going to explain. I'm going to get deeper into some of my symptoms. So I'm just going to talk about the symptoms now. Like I said, number one was crazy nausea, like nausea and vomiting. It was really, really hard. I had like lots of saliva. I was spitting. The baby's actually laying next to me if you're hearing. Shh. Mommy's filming. He has never actually seen me film, so So this is my baby. So let's get into the crazy symptoms before we get to the birth of the baby. So I had crazy nausea, like I said earlier. It was very debilitating. I was having nausea and vomiting. I was even spitting, like for some reason the saliva in my mouth was so thick. So I kept on spitting from the beginning of the pregnancy till the end of the pregnancy. Even a few days after, I kept spitting. Next, I had pelvic pain as expected. Like, guys, once I sit down on the chair, I just feel, I can't even explain it. If you've had a baby, you know what I'm talking about. Like, I still have that pain, but sort of mild. And I feel it especially when I'm trying to turn on the bed. I also had insomnia. As expected, the baby was always awake at night when I'm about to sleep, but during the day when I'm up and about, the baby was always sleeping. Since I had insomnia, it was just easier for me to work nights, because just be awake at night and sleep during the day. So I tried to trade my shifts and I was always working nights. Next, I experienced some depressive symptoms in the first trimester. I was always so sad and I was always so emotional. I know there's this pregnancy emotions, but there was this sadness that came, but it eased out. And when I progressed in the pregnancy, the symptoms sort of faded away. Another thing that I experienced was the change in my voice. I don't know if you guys have noticed, this is not how I sound. Like, my voice has become deep. Like, it is very deep. It never left. I thought after the pregnancy, my voice would return back to how it was. My voice was a little lighter than this, but now it is very deep. I can't even sing high-pitched songs anymore. And of course, the pregnancy nose. I had the pregnancy nose. When I did like this, my nose actually fits in my hand. Like, it was actually very big, and I was always wearing face masks. And good thing I was pregnant in the winter, because I was always covered up and wearing face masks just to hide my big nose. It was huge. My siblings laughed at me a lot. My friends laughed at me, but it was funny. I laughed at myself too. So, pregnancy fatigue. I was always so tired, as expected. Like, once I take a few steps, I'm already like panting, like I ran a marathon. It was really worse towards the end of my pregnancy. It was so bad towards the end that I can't even do anything. I just want to sleep. That's all I did. I also had itchy skin, but this came towards the last 2 weeks of my pregnancy. Like, I felt like there were bugs on my skin. I even had this test. I don't remember, but if I do, I'll put it on the screen to check if that was it, where your palms will be itching you. But I didn't have that. It was just like a pregnancy flare-up or something. I was so itchy and very uncomfortable, especially at night. Like I said, good thing I was pregnant in the winter because the weather was cold, so that helped with the internal heat and the itching that I felt all over my body. I also had heartburn at night. I stayed away from spicy food because I was throwing up a lot and I did not want to throw up spicy food. So I stayed away from spicy food in general. So towards the end of my pregnancy, I was craving spicy food. I was having swallow and soup. Whenever I had that, let's say by 7 p.m. at night, I would usually feel the heartburn like 3 a.m. in the morning. But honestly, I didn't mind it. I was like, just drink a lot of water. And I didn't take antacids because I don't like the taste, even pre-pregnancy. And I was like, I'm not about to try something. I hated pre-pregnancy during my pregnancy, so that was out of the question. Let's talk about the food aversion / cravings, guys. My pregnancy aversions were very strange. I would say they were strange because I had aversions for TV, for screens, for YouTube. That was one of the reasons why I stayed away from social media and everything, because I couldn't stand looking at screens. I hated watching TV. For the longest time, nobody was even allowed to watch TV near me in my house. So anything you want to do with screen, you have to use your phone, or I just won't be there. You have to go to a different place to watch it. It was just so overstimulating for me. The screen was just bright, very uncomfortable. I just didn't like it. I did everything on my phone. At some point, I just went screenless. Like, I was doing puzzles on paper. I was just, going back to the good old days where we didn't have screen. So that's what I was doing. And then when I returned back to screen, I could only handle it on my phone. So I was doing a lot of things on my phone. Well, I didn't do a lot. Whenever I wanted to watch a movie or something, I would just watch it with my phone. So for some reason, I was enjoying a lot of sci-fi movies, thriller movies, things I would never really watch on a regular day. Pregnancy just changed me, guys. It changes you. See, oh God. And then for cravings, I wouldn't say I craved meals specifically. During my first trimester, I craved a lot of fruits. I can just wake up one day and be like, I want to eat grapes today. My husband will rush to the store and get me grapes. I want to eat strawberry. He'll do the same. I want to eat carrots. I want to eat guava. That's just all I ate. I also tried to stay away from meals that I liked pre-pregnancy. I stayed away from them while I was pregnant because I did not want to end up hating them. In the event that I actually threw them, I would hate that food. So I stayed away from beans and plantain because I love beans and plantain a lot. I didn't eat it very much in my pregnancy. For some reason, I could not stand the sight and the smell of stew. Anything tomato based, I don't want to look at it. Even cooking, I did not cook for my first and second trimester. I didn't do that. So my husband really supported me and helped me throughout this entire process. Like, I feel like he was also pregnant with me because whenever I didn't want something around, obviously it cannot be around us. Like, it was so, I don't know, I don't even have the right words to use, but I'm just glad it's over. I know the funny thing, when I was experiencing it, I'm like, I'm only having one child. I'm not doing this again. I'm not going to do it. People were like, keep quiet, you'll do it again. I was like, I know what I'm saying. I'm not doing this again. Guys, they're right. After seeing my baby, after holding my baby and see how cute he is, I'm like, I want another one. Like, they're just so cute. See, our brain literally tricks us. You know when people say your brain will trick you? They are not lying. They are telling the truth. Your brain will trick you. So back to my pregnancy progression. April came, I stopped working. I took sick time off for that. And then I stayed at home and I just started nesting, preparing for the baby. We did a lot of shopping. Well, not really a lot because we got a lot of things off of our registry. We prepared the baby's room, we fixed the crib and all of that. But I didn't vlog any of the things, guys. I didn't vlog any process because I just wanted to be done with it. I was just so emotional during that period because I could just burst out in tears. I was tired because it was so difficult from the beginning. So I was done. I think towards the end of March, when I clocked 37 weeks, that was the second to last week of March, I started doing the things to induce labor, you know, the raspberry leaf tea, the circuit walk thing, taking long walks outside. I was eating pineapples. I was eating dates. I didn't really eat dates because I didn't like how it tasted. But I was doing all of those things. I didn't drink the okra water. I was doing all of those things just to get the baby out. And then when I go for my checkup, my doctor would check me and she'd be like, you're not dilated, but the cervix is just softened. I was so frustrated. I was doing everything that I can, but nothing was progressing. At the end of April, I scheduled an induction, like a future induction, given when I get to full term, baby's not here. I want this baby out of me. Bring this baby out. And I had every plans to use my epidural, so I was like, I don't care, get this baby out. I know a lot of people have problems with induction, but at that point I didn't care. My doctor also encouraged us to schedule it at that time because if I had waited to the end of my pregnancy, like 40th week, and I wanted to schedule when the baby wasn't coming, the date I would have gotten would have been far. So in order to avoid that, so I just scheduled it ahead of time. And I was still doing whatever I could to make the baby come naturally. So April ended, May came, we went to get checked. My cervix wasn't ripening, so the doctor had to ripen the cervix. I don't know if you're familiar with the process where they have to insert a balloon catheter, all of that. So I went to the hospital for that and the catheter was inserted. It was very, very uncomfortable but painful, but I feel like the pain I felt at that time, I could handle it. I just wanted the baby out. So the catheter was inserted. They will make you wait for like an hour or so just to see how you're doing. The baby actually didn't like that, so we ended up having to stay back at the hospital. And then the doctor was like, oh, okay, they want to admit me now and let's get the baby out, like let's start the induction process. But something led to another. We ended up doing a C-section and the baby came out. He was fine, he was healthy, he was so beautiful. I was so emotional and all of that stuff. And it was so surreal. It was like someone is having a baby and they say it's me. Yeah, it was out of this world, but it was so beautiful. I remember the first time I held him and I touched his skin, I just burst into tears. I was like, he is so beautiful. He's so beautiful. That's what I was just saying. But the pain after the C-section, guys, there's no easy way out too. So we ended up staying in the hospital for like 2 days. Like we were discharged, we got home, and the rest was history. Yeah, so I don't want to make this video too long. I'm just gonna wrap it up here. and I'm going to release subsequent videos like I've mentioned earlier, so stay tuned for those videos. Also, let me know what kind of videos you want to see from me. Just leave it in the comment section, okay, and I will do my best to film those kinds of videos if it's within my power, okay? And yeah guys, so I hope you did enjoy this short summary story time thing. Yeah, I know you guys are going to be saying congrats in the comment section, so thank you guys. I really do appreciate your comments and your congrats and your prayers and everything. So if you are interested, subscribe to my channel. Now would be a good time to subscribe, okay? Subscribe to my channel, and hopefully I'm gonna be back posting. I mean, I already came back posting my older videos. I knew I needed to push out my older videos, but I'm done with the older videos now. Everything that I have now is baby and pregnancy related. So goodbye to single Yinka, okay? She's a mommy now. Anyways, thank you guys for sticking around this long. I'll see you guys in my next video. Take care and bye.